the call meeting of the committee of the whole. Today is May 23rd, 2023, and the time is now 2:04. So I call to order the meeting. Good afternoon, councilors and guests. Thank you all for joining us. This time, we're at readiness. I'd like to ask for a motion and a second for approval of the minutes from the meeting of September 27th, 2022.
I move approval with correction.
Yeah.
Of the word.
Yes. Thank you. You second? Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you for approving those minutes with the noted typos. Thank you very much. We have 4 items of business for new business to consider this afternoon. Our first item is a license agreement between the Jefferson County Commission, presented by the Birmingham Fire and Rescue Department. Chief Corey Moon will be presenting this for. Thank you. Attorney Stanley. Yes, and anywhere he needs to stick in particular, Cody, so that he can be heard. Right there, okay, thank you. Good afternoon, what do we have
Yes,
before?
Office of the City Attorney, and I'm here, having worked on the agreement
Thank
on behalf of, Chief Moon. Jefferson County is working on a, method to update the various watershed models. And in connection with that, they're contracting with a group called Hydro Engineering Solutions, who is install these little small weather stations at various locations around the county. They get data that the county intends to use, again, to help update their watershed models. Several of the locations they propose to put these small weather stations were city fire stations. And they discussed it with Birmingham Fire Rescue and with the chief. They were certainly agreeable to do that. They don't take up much space. They'll put them in places where the person at the fire station directs them to do that. And the return we get is that they're going to provide us the data from the weather stations, which we think could be helpful with some of our stormwater modeling and observations. And then the fire station is certainly welcome to use the data for any purposes they may have. So this agreement is with the county to allow the installation of these weather stations. I think it's at 5 different fire stations. And so for initial term of 3 years.
Thank you, councilors, any questions? Council Clark?
So are these in different watersheds or like, are they in the same basin or?
No, I
they're
think,
just all over?
yeah, I think it's, the counties do not think countywide, and I think ours covers more than one.
Okay. So we see this as potentially, I mean, who would use it? Who would supply it to consultants or some hydrologists?
It could, you know, our stormwater people will be the primary intake on that, and we hope it may have some value to them,
Does it have a term? Like,
the agreement. Yes, 3 years, and that's really dictated by state law. It can be extended beyond that. I don't know what the county's overall scope is on this.
Any other questions, council? Sabat, you have any question?
So, listen,
Thank you.
so there'll be 2 3-year extensions if everyone is agreeable
Yes.
and if the equipment lasts that long.
Yes.
I don't have to fill out the transparency form.
The county,
I was just looking.
or have a business
don't have
license
any other-
in Birmingham?
Yeah, well, there is something about licenses in here.
they'll have, the contractor obviously has to have all their permits.
Thank you, and I do see that, They feel that some of this will benefit, or the use of this information will be, of course, by the Fire and Rescue Department, PEP, and any other department and agency that the city may designate. Makes you wonder what other, like you said, the PEP with the stormwater, I can see them want to use that information. Oh, no further questions, counselors? Do we have a motion and a second? Not sure if we did.
I move approval, just a second.
Second?
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That item number 1 passes. Thank you. The next item is a real estate exchange agreement between Legacy Panhandle Holdings LLC, and this is presented by the Department of Public Works Director Josh A. Hello, we're gonna get you to sit. Well, they're perfect. Thank you. Tell us what we have here, Director Yates.
See y'all again.
Great to see you.
It's been so long.
I know.
Council President, this is an item where it is essentially a land swap. It's associated with their eastern area landfill, and then the private property owners who are here, I believe, yes, with Legacy Panhandle Holdings LLC. Essentially what happened is that there was an encroachment on the property that is on the southern side of the railroad tracks that abuts our landfill. And in order to really make this right, what we were doing is taking a property that was encroached upon and swapping it with property that has not been encroached upon that we own on that other side. I'm not sure the total acreage is what we own over there, but it's like 100 acres or so.
Although the total amount, yes, it's a very sizable portion of property the city owns.
Did we bury garbage in there?
No, not in this area. This is actually a pretty steep ravine and it's right next to the borders our BPD firing range.
So,
Council Clark.
thank you.
Mhm.
We're gonna get the yellow property? Or we're gonna give up the yellow property?
Getting yellow property, that's where the encroachment was.
So we're already using the yellow property. So now it's gonna be ours.
I don't think it's actively being used.
It was encroached upon in the past.
And so what are we giving up?
Adjoining property. This is the landfill down here. So right here is on the edge of the city, owns all this property going that way. And there's this triangle right here is what the funeral people own. And it's actually in Trustville. So we're taking some property from the west end where we encroached and adding property on the east end from on the edge of our property.
Okay.
Equivalent 4.2 acre amounts.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
Council.
and so we have to grant them an easement to connect to it from the road or from the railroad?
There's one crossing across the railroad right there. Yeah, they would be really landlocked without that.
But they own this, right?
No, they own.
This
the-
is that
the-
lot.
Yes.
So that means they're already landlocked. Oh,
In effect, the Alton Road touches on that and their property appears to go into Alton Road, but I think Alton Road we've not seen it as a public road.
Access road for our landfill. So the roads we use after we go through the scale house, those are the roads that we go on. And that property comes all the way up to the roadway that we travel on to get back to our Unit 1 right now.
what is this? I'm just curious, this blank space in here. Is that some kind of easement?
That's Alton Road.
Oh,
That's
that's
part of the road that our trucks take from the scale house, all the way back to the landfill unit.
Okay, so it looks like they didn't want frontage on that road.
It's behind a lock gate,
Oh,
and so that our landfill is restricted use.
okay.
So it's one of those things that having the access over off near the BPD firing range provides access to an area that's more suitable than trying to go through where our trucks go through at the landfill.
Okay, so you mentioned use restrictions on our landfill land. Are those like deed restrictions at,
Not where it
Oh. Oh, I thought you just said there were restrictions.
Well, there's access.
Oh,
issues
restricted
with-
access.
Restricted access with
Okay.
some of the gates that we have now at our
Okay.
landfill. And so the same would be with PPD firing range. We did talk to Chief Thurman, a little bit here. It would be pending, their approval, make sure that we get everything in order with the easement to make sure we don't affect their firing range or their training for their dogs. And we talked to him just a little while ago.
And you said their land that abuts what we're proposing to convey is in Trustville?
I think that,
All of this
That's
is in
right.
Trustville?
that triangle is, it's odd shaped parcel. I may have it shows that.
But I was just wondering, can they resurvey to combine the parcel into one parcel? Would it cross in a jurisdiction like that?
When it crossing jurisdiction, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, because I was just curious.
Yeah.
Like, when they call 911, who's coming, to Trustville? They both come. They both come.
Whoever
They
can get there
the city can
fastest.
Get there fastest. It may depend on how the address gets assigned. For that person, but anyway.
Any other questions, Counselor? Counselor Abbott?
So the firing range is this thing that looks like an airport landing strip.
No, the firing range is over here. That they use that for training for the police vehicles and other areas that landing for Woodton, the asphalt areas.
Okay, and the lake and the stream that come out of it are just a lake?
But that's flowing into it. It's,
This is flowing into the lake.
yes, ma'am. Well, if it bypasses road right beside, the one that goes beside, it's right here. It goes beside the one side. I think it can go around this other. But some of it actually does get into the lake. At certain capacity.
Okay. A very strange situation, but sure we've been in stranger ones. What is this blue? Is that, what is that blue?
I think that was the initial proposal.
Mainly this blue one.
Yeah, there was, discussion there and about creating a buffer, but I think the acreage works out, that's not gonna be part of it.
Okay, so the blue doesn't have any.
No, not for our purposes, no.
The yellow is what we will own when this is over.
Yes, it's still gotta be subdivided out of that, so it won't be exactly that. We're gonna take in, I think, everything that's in yellow there. 4.2 acres worth.
It's certainly going to be a strange property line. I'm sure the survey is.
It's already somewhat strange.
Drainage up and down. That's a 100-foot elevation.
But do we know what they plan to do with this property?
Can I ask them?
They are.
Got their attorneys. and-
We have a question. You can come, give us your name just for the, government reporter here. The record, thank you, sir. Do you know what, if you could just stand right there and I believe we'll be able to catch you. Thank you,
Mitch Bowles, Boles.
thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
And Council Clark, if you just ask your
Yeah,
question.
I was just curious, you have other land holdings, your client does, in the area.
Yes, ma'am.
How is that land being used?
It's Funeral Home Cemetery.
Okay, and how will this land, additional land be used?
What we're thinking about doing is relocating some maintenance shops over there to store equipment and whatnot. That's the current plan, and that'll give us more space on our existing land for funeral home and cemetery usage. I wish I
Do you
had,
know if it's, so you'll have to go through entitlements and like getting zoning and that sort of thing, or?
I don't think we have any problems with zoning. We've got the proper zoning right now, I believe.
Okay. Okay,
But we're working right now to get it subdivided, like, so we can divide it up and do the swap, the 4.2 swap.
okay.
Any other questions, Council? All right, thank you very much. Do we have a second? Motion and a second?
We did.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Uh,
Aye. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yates. Thank you so much, Director. The next item is the contract for sale of real estate, RPG Birmingham LLC. And this will be presented by our IEO Director. Is he on the line for us? And we also have Mr. Arsenio, I'm gonna say Hall. Arsenio.
I'm sure he gets that.
That, no, he did. Thank you, sir. If you'll tell us about this item, sir, please.
Yes, thank you for having us. This item before you is for the sale of the former Board of Education Service Center on Eighth Avenue. It's the building right across from Phillips High School. This site is going to be proposed for redevelopment for mixed use with a robust component for retail and commercial use, as well as a boutique style hotel. This property was initially up for sale about a year ago through Legacy 3 Group, but the deal fell through. We had this deal on hold and then we had that one fell through. So we're now selling this at a new rate of $1.9 million for the same site. That was initially 1.2 million. Their plan is similar to what Legacy 3 was, mixed use again. Their hotel was about 400 keys. This was going to be about 180 to 200, mid 200s with a higher component of residential as well as a parking deck component. So in addition to that, they're going to try to salvage some of the buildings that have historical preservation piece. So that middle building is supposed to going to be salvaged and everything also be a new building on it. So,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
Councilors, any questions? I do know this was presented at Budget and Finance yesterday.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And, any questions?
Yeah,
Yes, Councilor Blount?
thank you. What's the value based on?
I'm sorry.
I know you mentioned it's higher than the previous contract, but what's the basis of the sales price? Is it a?
It was,
appraisal?
appraisal was $1 million about a year ago.
Okay, what about the tax assessed value?
It's city property. There is no tax.
Oh, there is no
associated.
tax.
That's correct.
So a year ago it appraised for 1 million,
Yes, ma'am.
but they're comfortable paying almost double that.
Well,
Yes, they are. And they're
Oh.
comfortable playing that.
the fact
Because
that
we
changed
don't
is
get
that
copy.
when the initial proposal was done, City Walk was not yet completed.
Okay.
So now with the addition of City Walk, so now you can add that amenity as to the additional cost, and they did not balk at that cost. In addition to that, they've already secured, that's with some earnest money down to secure it, and we will close on this pretty quickly. They're looking at startups. There's a 120-day due diligence period, and from that point moving forward, if everything clears, we do the closing, and they should probably break ground Q4 of this year or early first quarter of 2024.
Is that good? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to imagine what it is. Is it an image? Is it the cute little, like you said, the historic, they're 1 story?
Well, it's a burned up piece of property. That's the property right across the street from Phillips High School. It's very nondescript. You probably think it's derelict property, but that's the location.
Dark red brick and
It's about a half a city block at the corner of Reverend Abraham Woods, and I believe that would be 23rd Street North.
Okay.
Okay. While you look that up, if I could just ask, how long has this property been owned by the city? Was it part of a land swap?
It
deal
was,
with
it
the
was,
city?
it was when,
So-
that exactly, it was part of that swap deal back.
I think that's what I want to council. School board.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just trying to see the amount of time it had been sitting there.
When that deal consummated, when the city and Birmingham Board of Education swapped properties, that was when the properties.
Thank you. Mrs. Abbott, while Ms. Clark looks up, information she's looking for,
I mean,
she wants
okay,
to see what it looks like. You have any
So-
questions?
So RPG is buying the property from the city of Birmingham and then they're going to develop it.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're the same ones that we're dealing with
Crossplex.
Crossplex. I don't remember what they've accomplished at Crossplex.
And I'd also like to add that RPG has officially expanded into Birmingham. They have established an office here. They're not just a business license holder. Their company is now expanded with offices in Birmingham, Alabama.
And to answer the question about what they're doing at Crossplex, I know you're doing community
Yeah,
engagement.
they're still doing, getting input into the design. They're getting community input.
Yeah, for what they want, what people want to see in the build.
It's this week, it's the council.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm good.
Council Clumpy, go.
So will we enter, I know we're selling for essentially the fair market value, will we enter a redevelopment agreement and hold them accountable for performing?
There is
Yes.
clawbacks that are located within the development agreement, as is all the properties. If they fail, that's what happened with Legacy 3. That deal fell through and the property resorted back to the city. The same language and same conditions will be attached to this deal as well.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, are we being any more lenient because of the climate? It's just a tough time to.
No,
You know, get
We're not.
financing.
no, we're not. I can answer that. We're not being any more lenient.
But I mean, they could come back and say, hey, we need an extension or something, right? I
In
mean,
those
that's
cases,
what
yes.
we found.
We'll take that into consideration
Yeah.
depending upon.
But in the circumstances, okay.
If the due diligence period requires more environmental studies, yes, we'll take that into consideration, but just for the sake of asking.
Okay.
And that will run out over a period of time if they continue to ask for extensions.
So when it comes to council, will we see the redevelopment agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
This is just for the sale.
okay,
And once the agreement is completed by Attorney Foster, you'll see the terms and the details that, you know, the clawbacks and the conditions of the agreement itself.
okay.
And we make certain that we stipulate language that they do say that they're gonna do what they're gonna do within the time frame they say they're gonna do it, so. The clock starts ticking.
I want to add, you may not actually see that redevelopment agreement. You will see it prior to closing as they're in their due diligence period. And so the things that they would uncover, we have to extend the courtesy of them, because undoubtedly there are environmental concerns on the site. And I'm certain if I were them, I would ask for abatements specific to it being a brownfield. And so I want to make sure they have every opportunity to uncover what we already know and then put that into the development agreement as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So do we have some, you know, some of the due diligence, do we have any reports on this property that the other redeveloper developed that we could share with them?
Well, they would have to pay for that themselves.
Okay.
Through the due diligence process, they would have to hire a Bobtail or an environmental company because that isn't proprietary to each developer. So whatever that cost component was, that could be the deal breaker. So we allow them to do their own due diligence to determine whether or not that cost component will affect.
So what do we know about the property that makes it a brownfield? I
It has
guess.
some tanks,
Underground storage?
underground storage tanks, as well as some, obviously some contamination. So at a minimum, you're talking about a phase 2 environmental cleanup, minimum, if not more. But they could obviously enter into the voluntary cleanup plan through 8M and apply for brownfield abatements that helps defray the cost of the cleanup. So of course, they would have to apply for it, and we certainly could support it.
Do we administer any grants for cleanup and assessments?
Well,
Like we used to.
Well,
City used to.
well, it's through the brownfield, through the ADAM.
I know, but the city used to have EPA grants.
We don't.
No,
'Cause I think, no, you sure?
Not possible.
EPA
positive.
doesn't have.
But the science is-
That's what I was asking.
Okay.
Same for the state of the neighborhood.
Right.
Okay, any other questions, Counselor? Good. Counselor Abbott?
Yeah, just one other.
Yes.
Is preservation of the center building part of the agreement?
Provided. Cornell, you
Provided
want
the
me?
tree can be saved, yes, that is not
Yes.
only our goal, but the developer's goal. It is part of his design. And so unless the architects tell him it cannot handle the load of increased, uh, increased footprint, then there will be no possibility of it not being saved unless the engineers and architects tell us otherwise.
Okay, so they have it designed already?
You should be able to see some initial renderings if, of course, we may proceed to council upon your affirmative vote today. We are afforded the opportunity to be presented to council. There will be some initial renderings that will be presented to you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, Council?
That I can think of right now. Later tonight.
Oh, this is Liberty Park.
Wait, yeah.
It's just accidentally attached.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just tore mine off.
Just put that in there, just to make sure you're reading.
It was a oops.
It's just a
Okay.
double.
Yeah.
Double staple in there. Anything else, counselors? Thank y'all very much. Are we ready to, for a motion in the session?
Yeah, I'd like to move,
Approval.
approval.
Second.
All right, and all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Item
thank you.
passes. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, where does the new one start? Let's know what their, here it is, where it says City of Birmingham. Or I can just give you this one. It's mine.
She had.
Yeah, this is the same one. It was.
It was
Hey.
Okay.
Sorry, okay. The next item is proposed annexation, de-annexation, Liberty Park relocation. And this will be presented by Mr. Wilborn, for plant PDP. This is my Southwest Framework Plan.
Good afternoon,
Good
Council.
afternoon, Mr. Wilborn. Tell us what we have before us.
All right, this is sort of I think it's gonna be a straightforward, issue. Liberty Park, owns, a sizable vacant lot, within their development. In order for them to try to develop on the site, they've run into an issue that, we have a sort of a small sort of, say, 10 to 20-foot strip that runs through the middle of the property.
Oh, I see that.
And on either side of that strip that is in Birmingham, both sides of that property are located within the city of Vestavia Hills. So, what is being proposed is sort of a two-step process that Liberty Park wants to de-annex the strip that runs through Birmingham. And then, they would allow for an annexation of an equal size strip on the western edge of their property to maintain that connection between, that Birmingham has between Liberty Park and the summit. So it's more or less a relocation of that, boundary line.
You wouldn't.
A long lasso.
A long lasso. So we're moving the lasso over to the near the freeway.
Correct. And, the city of Vestavia, they're doing sort of the reverse action, that they are going to de-annex a strip of their property that's within their limits. And then they would annex the piece of property that we are de-annexing.
Okay.
Council, go ahead.
Are they paying for all the survey work or whatever? Are we just approving it and they're covering all the costs of it?
They have been,
Who do we have here with?
we
us?
have representatives who have been working on the survey.
Hey, James Parsons, Michelle.
Hey.
I've Liberty Park, how are y'all, but thank you for having us today. Our firm has been hired by Liberty Park on that formal survey work, they're paying for it.
Okay. So I was just wondering, like, I know Vestavia has land in its jurisdiction that is not connected through lassos. They went through a legislative annexation process. And they have like city over here, with nothing
Yeah.
connecting in between.
Correct.
Now, we always used kind of the rules without going to the legislature, but since that has been allowed to happen, do we have to maintain a lasso, or we would have to go to the legislature to not maintain the lasso?
Well, during this relocation, we would be
I
maintaining.
know we would be, but I'm just saying, if we,
They wouldn't approve it for us, so yes,
okay, I got you.
we know how.
But the legislature would have to approve it if we did not maintain the lasso, right?
I would think,
That's the only way
That was the law.
those get approved. Okay,
and we can't get a special law passed for us.
okay.
Okay, so.
Go ahead, yes.
Okay,
Councilor
so
Adams.
on this first page right here. First, this black dotted looking line is what we're going to de-annex. Is that accurate?
That's correct. I mean, there's sort of a better version of it further into the document. On that page right there.
These look like-
First or second, because they look the same.
Right, it's because it's a shift.
Okay.
The first one is the current condition. And then on the final page, it's the sort of proposed. So you could sort of see where it has that sort of job right here.
Mhm.
And then it goes back up here. This portion that at the top, that's going to, that will remain in Birmingham. So Liberty Park isn't planning on any other de-annexations. All this is doing is just moving the line.
And is that pretty much acre for acre now?
That's a number.
In terms of the land mass involved, is it comparable on each side, acreage wise?
It is, we're, here, the city of Birmingham will be gaining about 3/4 of an acre and giving up about, to about 0.66 acres, roughly.
Okay,
So
so
you'll-
we
you're
get a
gaining-
little bit. Okay.
You're gaining like
We're growing.
You've given us the best answer. You got one more to go, you three in a minute. Go ahead. Any other questions, council? I know whenever we get into these terms of annexation or de-annexation, you always just want to be sure you're being protective of what acreage or land that we have, so thank you for that. All right, councils, are we ready to entertain a motion?
So what is the
Yes.
width of this little strip of property that we're giving up and getting? Is it like 5 feet wide?
25 feet, 25.
25 feet? Oh, wow. We can raise cattle. Then who built a side? Okay, well, I'm ready.
Thank you. So I need a motion, Ms. Sackett.
Okay, I move approval.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, thank you so much. That was so fun. Thank you
Thank you, Tom.
so much, I do appreciate it.
I
Thank
have
you,
a
Mr.
very strange idea of what's going
Well, today is your birthday, so we're gonna have
It is,
fun
it's a-
today. That's right. All right, councilors, at this time, we don't have any old business, so can we move for adjournment?
I move for adjournment.
Second.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, ladies.